I think their mission is so vital and so basic and so fundamental. Those folks are out there doing the work of the Lord and trying to spread the gospel at the same time as helping people and meeting their needs. Just look within the Army ranks. It's generations of service.
A young man who was just 32 years old named Wilbur Hall brought the Salvation Army here with $25. That was all he had in his pocket. And how it started was there was a meeting, and that meeting was disrupted. The very first meeting was disrupted by what the Tampa Tribune called a group of hoodlums. He had to kind of get in a fight basically to get people out of the room. After they left, he wiped the blood off of his forehead and he went back to preaching.
So I think that first meeting in Tampa was pretty exciting, but kind of on the rough side.
For the first 25 years or so of the Salvation Army's work in Tampa, we didn't have a building. We were meeting on street corners. We were renting buildings when we could here or there. It wasn't until 1916 that we actually had a building that was ours that we could operate from, and it was right downtown. It's an amazing thing to see somebody's life truly change, like when they had no hope, or they came from a situation where they couldn't see a future for their lives, like where they might be.
Everybody has something to give. Everybody has strengths that they can bring, and they can make changes in their life. So that makes me excited and hopeful for God's work in the world and for the way that He can change people.
There's more people for us to serve, and that God's putting it in the hearts of people who come alongside the Salvation Army to help fund us, to help resource us, to help advise us, that there are people who are in need and will continue to be in need, who come to Tampa looking for hope. And it's the Salvation Army's God-inspired mission that will help us meet those needs.
Well, it's great to know, again, that there's a place that individuals or families can come to and have their needs met, but it's also a church that's going to meet their needs spiritually.
Both of us really have a heart for the Lord, number one, and that is probably the thing that people don't understand about the Salvation Army that we've come to realize, but it's a gospel message, and it's the love of Christ coming through. One of our goals when we came to Tampa was to be part of the community, make Tampa a better place to live. And I think so many people see, when they think of the Salvation Army, they think of the red kettle and people out ringing the bell, and that's a great vision to have, but they don't know all the people that are working behind the scenes and what actually happens there and all the services that are provided. And I just wish we could somehow get people to see beyond the kettle and see what the donations to the kettle actually do.
Well, the news facility is going to offer more opportunities to serve more individuals. The conditions right now are cramped. The Salvation Army is over 100 years old.
The need is increasing, and as Lauren said, with cramped spaces already, more people needing help and assistance. So getting a bigger place with better amenities and able to help more people is what we need to do. That the wall breaking and symbolically tearing down the old building, I think back to my days with the Bucks, and we built a new stadium, and people were saying, what do we need a new stadium for? And we tore the old one down, and then when the new one went up, it was like, wow, okay, I see why we need a new stadium. And I think this is going to be the same way.
The exciting thing is we're moving forward. We hope to have the new facility built and ready to go and ready to serve people.
One of our favorite portions of the Bible is where Jesus said, what you do for the least of these, you've done it for me. Today in 2020 in Tampa, that's the homeless. They are the least of these in our neighborhood. It's easy to say, well, they must have done something wrong. Jesus says, no, reach out and help those that you're helping me.